Good morning, everybody. So today I wanted to redo my character creation video, mostly because I didn't have any narration on the first one. It was one of the very first videos that I put out. So let's go ahead and jump right in here. We're going to start with the male character customization. Okay. And here we go. So up here in our customization box, as you can see, we have a choice of male or female. We can choose our race, and if we click on race, it'll open up the menu. So Hyboran is the first one. This is kind of what they generally look like. And then we have the Chimerian, the Stygian, Tribal Himalayan, the Hycerian or Turinian, Khitan, Kushite, Nordheimer, Pict, Shemite, Dafari, Vendhalen, Zamorian, and Zengarian. Okay. Then we can choose our religion. Okay, so the first religion comes up as Mitra. The specialization is healing and light, and the avatar is a bronze statue. It says Mitra is the chief god of the Hyborans, a stern yet benevolent god who requires no living sacrifices. Mitra worshippers are expected to lead a virtuous life and follow the principles of truthfulness, honor, and trustworthiness, while abstaining from sorcery and mind-altering substances. Players who choose Mitra wish to represent truth and virtue in the world while crushing those who dare to worship other gods. Mitra worshippers summon a giant statue as their avatar. And then we have Set, and the specialization is poisons and antidotes. The avatar is a giant serpent. Set, the old serpent, is the god of the Stygans. Yet worship originated with the serpent people who were driven from the world by King Kul of Valusia. But he rose once again among the ancient races of the south. Players who wish to partake in the ritual sacrifice of hearts to learn the secrets of snakes and summon a giant serpent as their avatar should choose Set. Set is the arch enemy of Mitra. Then we have Yog. The specialization is flesh preparation, cannibalism. The avatar is a tentacled horror. Yog, also known as the Lord of Empty Abodes, is a beastly god worshipped primarily by the cannibal tribes of Dafar. Yog offers strength in battle and victory over foes. In return, the devotees of Yog are expected to engage in ritual cannibalism. Yog worshippers can expect to gain strength and vitality by consuming the flesh of human foes, and his avatar takes the form of a blasphemous flying horror. Then we have Ymir. The specialization is ice and cold. The avatar is a frost giant. Ymir is the lord of war and storms. Frost giants are said to be the male children of Ymir, and his singular daughter, Atali, is said to haunt the battlefields of men, luring them to their death in the frozen wastes of the north. According to the Nordheimers, when a warrior falls in battle, they go to Valhalla, the great feasting hall of Ymir, to feast and fight forever. When invoked, Ymir takes the form of a frost giant wielding an enormous axe and leaving a trail of frost in his wake. Then we have Draketo. Specialization is fertility and death. The avatar is two-faced goddess. The dual nature of Draketo encourages her worshippers to walk the knife blade between lust and death. Her northern cult, worshipped in Shem and Stygia, is worshipped via elaborate orgies that include bestiality and necrophilia. Her southern cult, worshipped in the Black Kingdoms, is focused primarily on sacrifice and death. Those who call upon her avatar will see that her dual nature is built into her very form. Then we have Crom. There is no specialization, and there is no avatar. Crom gives a man courage at birth and the will and might to kill his enemies. it is useless to call upon him, as he is a gloomy, savage god who hates weaklings. He is more likely to send forth dooms and death from his great mountain. He offers no advantage or avatar to call upon. This is also the only religion in the game that you cannot learn in the world. You have to learn it at character creation. And last we have Zath. Specialization is purity through cleansing. The avatar is a giant spider. Warning, this is not a religion for those who suffer from arachnophobia. Zath is a commonly worshipped deity in Zamoria, with his great temple in the city of Yazid. Zath is an excruciable god. His dictates are decided by his priests. Followers of Zath are concerned with purity. They do not drink, gamble, or fornicate. They believe that the holy venom of Zath will purify the world, and they devote themselves to raising his many children. Okay, so those are the current religions in Conan Exiles. Here you can choose your voice. I'm not sure I have that.
The gods are watching.
You know,
The gods are watching.
But you would just use your headphones and you can hear the strong,
Cut me down,
stoic,
please.
Cut me down.
desperate.
Please.
Cut me
learned.
down, please.
Okay, so then we get into our head options. So our first one that we can edit is the face. So here's first face, second, third, fourth, and fifth. Okay, and then you can choose a skin color going from a very pale white, and as we move down they do get darker. Okay, and there are our skin options. The next one is hairdos. So we start off with this kind of long flowing hairdo, a mohawk, kind of a shorter scruffy look, another mohawk. This one has a ponytail in the back. If you turn his head you can see it, with braids. Here's another mohawk, looks like just a regular one, a little bit longer in the back maybe. Okay, shaved on one side, kind of longer on the other. Here's kind of a short, pretty common hairdo. Bald on top, hair on the bottom. Long hair on the bottom and bald on top. Longer hair, kind of slicked back. Completely bald. This one has stubble. And then we have bald with a very long ponytail. Okay? And then we can change our hair color. There's quite a few options. So we have white, kind of a gray, a light blonde, a darker blonde, a red-ish color, a slightly darker red. This is the more mahogany colored red. Then we have our brunette, a dark brunette, really dark brunette, black, gray, light gray, gray with brown, dark gray. This is almost like a bluish gray color. And then we have a light brown and a medium brown. Okay. Let's see. There we go. So there we can kind of see our colors. It almost looks like there's gray mixed in with the brown. Then we can adjust our eyebrows. Okay. Oh, there's some nice thick ones. Sharper. Okay. Oh, he has like hardly any eyebrows at all. Oh, and there we go. No eyebrows. Well, I like eyebrows, so. Okay, and we can start off with some black eyebrows, dark brown, kind of a medium brown, a light brown. This is almost like a blonde. And this would be a lighter blonde. Here we're going more kind of a reddish blonde. There's our mahogany, our medium red, our light red, our dark gray, medium gray, another medium gray, a light gray, and white. Okay, so we'll just kind of have his eyebrows match here. Okay, and now we can choose our facial hair. The first one is obviously clean shaven. And then we have some scruff, kind of a beard growing in, and a mustache. There we go, now it's longer. And the beard is longer, but the mustache is shorter. There's a full beard, pointed beard, braided beard. This might be easier to see in like white. There we go. There's his braided beard. Okay, this one's got a single braid. And that one is just like a goatee with a braid. Okay. So there's the white. There's kind of a whitish blonde, blonde, dark blonde, light red, medium red, and the mahogany. This is a kind of reddish brown. Then we have the brunette, the dark brunette, black, and then we have some grays. That's a medium gray, a light gray. This is like a blonde with gray, dark gray, bluish gray, brown and gray, and then a dark brown. Okay. So we can give our exile here some eyeshadow. There, it looks like he's wearing eyeliner. Not sure what that one did. He's got eyeliner on the bottom. It's kind of lighter, just on the bottom. Really thick eyeliner. This is more like a face paint almost. And that one tips up at the corners. So again, if we do a lighter color, it is easier to see. Okay. So we can do black, gray, brown, red, purple, dark blue, light blue, teal, green, lighter green, orange, dark orange, white, kind of a lighter gray white, and a dark red. Okay? And then we can adjust our face details, and these are sliders to adjust your jaw. So we're going to go back to our head options. And we're going to make him clean shaven. To do this, I think it'll be a little easier to see. Okay, so then we go back and we can adjust his jaw. This is making it wider and narrower. Okay, so you just slide the bar to where you want it to be. This is for his chin. It makes it larger or smaller. Cheek width. This will make his cheekbones wider or narrower. Okay, and then height. How high up towards the eye they sit or down towards the jaw. Okay. This is the nose width. So we can make him have a really wide nose or a very narrow nose. We'll leave it somewhere in the middle. Scale, so this is how big overall his nose is. Okay. And then height, where it's the tip of the nose points pretty much. Or the bridge. Okay. Mouth thickness. That just affects the size of the lips, giving him either thinner or thicker lips. Okay. Then we have ears. We have the angle, if they're flatter against his head or stand out more. Okay. and scale, how large they are overall. Okay, and then we have eyes, scale, so how large are his eyes overall. Their angle, if the corners tilt up or down. And then the spacing between them. Okay, so you can move them farther apart or closer together. And this is also where you choose your eye color. So there's a blue, kind of a medium blue, a dark blue, and then we have green, medium green, dark green, light brown, medium brown, dark brown. This is kind of a yellow green color, light gray, medium gray, and dark gray. And then we have a light purple, a dark purple, and I think that one's like blackish. It looks like really dark blue, but when you look at his eyes, it looks black. Okay, then we can adjust our body features. This is how you determine how tall your exile is or how short. Okay, so then you can select his physique, or no, this is nudity. I always do none, but you can do partial and you can do full. It depends on your server whether or not the server allows nudity. Here you can adjust his physique, make him a little bit softer, not have so many muscles, or make him much more muscled. And you can see the definition, especially in the legs, okay, and in the chest area. So if you move that slider, you can see those differences. And then if you're a female, you can adjust her breast size. On the male, it does adjust his pec size. Okay? And then if you're done, you say finalize character, and this screen comes up. So right here where it says Zertunda, this is because of my Steam handle, but this is where you adjust your character name. So let's say we want to name him George. Okay, you just click and then type. You can also adjust the crimes. Oh no, you can't. You can just adjust the name. Okay, so once you're happy with the name, then you're gonna say confirm. If you're not happy, you'll say edit, or you can say go back. So we'll say confirm. This is what our exile looks like.
During the year
there
of
we
the
are
Cobra,
in the
a
loading
prisoner
screen.
captured by unknown
I hope
means
if
was
you have any
transported
questions
into the
about character
exiled
creation
lands,
in Conan Exiles,
crucified, and left to die for crimes that they may or